You may have been 15 years old once, but have you been 15 years old in 2022?
We're here today, here at the Capitol. We have a group of ninth graders who presented data about the future effects of climate change.
For example, to predict the temperature for the year 2120, when we plug in these values and solve, predicted average temperature of April is 73.5 degrees Fahrenheit.
The amount of carbon emissions we are producing is incredibly unhealthy for the environment, increasingly getting worse.
Renting out land to use as wind farms. Clearly, farmers are some of the people who are struggling the most with climate change.
Next generation of biofuels can be focused on algae.
But we need your help making laws that will protect our Earth for the future.
Representative Emma Greenman.
And I'm Representative Jim Daphne.
Well, I am really impressed by both the scientific and the mathematical research and the presentations.
How they presented themselves, how they communicated with us as policymakers. Presentations were better than about 50% of the presentations that we normally get here from adults.
The House has passed and is really fighting for a lot of what we talked about in there is energy and getting to 100% renewable energy by 2040. And some smaller things like putting solar on schools.
One thing I'll mention is the solar on schools bill. Our new expansion building was actually built a roof so that solar energy is available to go up there. It's solar rent Southwest High, new project for you.
It is a big deal that you are here.
There's an election coming up in November. Ninth graders obviously can't vote, but you can find nations that are doing the work on the ground in legislative districts for candidates. They'll be glad to have volunteers. It matters who walks these halls and makes these decisions.
I could go on about the heavy topics we as teenagers shouldn't even have to worry about, but why sit here and dwell over the problems rather than solving them?
I wrote my speech. It was really fun to write since I knew I was going to be saying it, which honestly made me feel like I did have a voice.
That's really cool. It sounded very empowering for you to do.
I hope they share what we said and take into mind the different ways of energy that we can use to protect the environment. I think that would be the main way that they could really honor what we said.
Thank you for giving us a voice today. A voice that speaks about climate change and environmental possibilities that could be implemented in our community.